Hi first graders, it's time for your Chris Van Allsburg story of the day. It's a fun one. I like it a lot. There's a really interesting ending. We call it a twist. It's called The Sweetest Fig, and it's obviously written and illustrated by Chris Van Allsburg. You're going to want to keep your eyes peeled for Fritz in this one. And I have a helper that's going to help me with this book this time around. Can you peek your head in? This is Gabby.
Hi.
All right, go back. She's going to hold the book while I read it, okay? So we'll see how it works out. Here's your 2-sentence summary for this book. One day, a patient is unable to pay her dentist for treatments, so she gives him 2 figs. The special figs make your dreams come true, and interesting things happen to the dentist after the figs are consumed. That means eaten, after the figs are eaten. All right, so there is your 2-sentence summary. Stop the video and copy it down. All right, there we go. So we're listening for make a prediction. What will Monsieur Bidot do before he eats the second fig? Why do you think so? So I'm going to have you pause the video at that point, and you guys are going to make a prediction. So there's 2 figs. He eats one, and then some things happen, and so before he eats the second fig, he makes a plan. So you're going to try to figure out what the plan is, okay? Question of the day is what happened at the end of the story. So that's that twist I was talking about. Explain how you know. And then the last question is, how will Marcel treat Bidot? All right, are you guys ready? Here we go. All right, Gabriella. Let's see how this is going to work. You got to bring it closer so they can see. Okay. Block your head. There we go. Perfect. Monsieur Bidot, the dentist, was a very fussy man. He kept a small apartment as neat and clean as his office. If his dog, Marcel, jumped on the furniture, Bidot was sure to teach him a lesson. Except on Bastille Day, the poor animal was not even allowed to bark. Now, Bastille Day is like 4th of July. So this takes place in France. And the dog is not even allowed to bark at the fireworks. Okay, here we go. All right, so we just learned that he's a dentist. Okay. All right, you can bring it a little closer, Gabby. All right, down. There we go. One morning, Bidot met an old woman waiting at his office door. She had a toothache and begged the dentist to help. But you have no appointment, he told her. The woman moaned. Ah. Bidot looked at his watch. Perhaps there was time to make a few extra francs. That's money. That's money in France. He took her inside and looked in her mouth. The tooth must come out, he said with a smile. When he was done, the dentist said, I will give you some pills to kill the pain. Oh, look at the face. Gabriella, please don't look over the book. Thank you.
Sorry, I just want to see the pictures.
Oh, so you want to see the pictures in I see.
Yeah.
All right, you can see the picture. There you go. All right. Just don't make faces, okay? All right. The old woman was very grateful. I can't pay you in money, but I have something much better. She took the figs from her pocket and handed them to Bidot. Figs, he said angrily. Figs, he said angrily. These figs are very special, the woman whispered. They can make your dreams come true. She winked at him and put her finger on her lips. It was clear to Bidot that the woman was crazy. He set the figs down and took her by the arm. When she reminded him about the pills, he said, I'm sorry, only for paying customers. And he shoved her out the door. Wow, he's kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
Not really kind to his dog, and he's not kind to this woman who's in pain. Okay. Here. Okay. By the way, this is not Fritz. Just an FYI. That evening, Bidot took his little dog to the park. Poor Marcel loved to sniff the tree trunks and bushes, but whenever he stopped, Bidot would sharply pull on the leash. Just before going to bed, the dentist had a small snack. He sat at his dining room table and ate one of the figs the old woman had given him. It was delicious, possibly the finest, sweetest fig he'd ever had. In the morning, Bibot dragged Marcel down the stairs for his morning walk. The steep steps were hard for the short-legged dog, but Bibot wouldn't think of carrying his pet. He hated to get Marcel's white hairs on his beautiful blue suit. I often wonder, like, why does this guy even have a dog? He's really not kind to the dog at all. As he walked along the sidewalk, Bibot could not help noticing people looking at him. They're admiring my suit, he thought. But when Bibot saw his reflection in the window of a cafe, he stopped in horror. He was dressed only in his underwear. Do you guys remember what happens when, what the lady said? When you eat the figs, your dreams will come true. The dentist turned and ran into an alley. Sacre bleu, he thought. What has happened to my clothes? Then he remembered the dream he'd had last night. In his dream, he stood in front of that very cafe, dressed in his underwear. Something else had happened in his dream, and Bibot struggled to recall it. Marcel, looking from the shadows of the alley, began to bark. The dentist looked up and saw the rest of his dream come true. Oh, look at the Eiffel Tower. Those of you that have seen the Eiffel Tower in real life, or actually, you just know, that is made of metal. Would the Eiffel Tower bend like that? No one noticed Bibot as he ran home in his underwear. All the eyes of Paris were fixed on the Eiffel Tower, which slowly drooped over as if it were made of soft rubber. Bibot understood now that the old woman with the figs had told him the truth. He would not waste the second fig. Okay, so he was told, and it was just proven that your dreams come true. So the prediction question is, what will Monsieur Bibot do before he eats the second fig? Why do you think so? All right, so what do you think he's gonna do? Right? Let's read a page and we'll see if we can figure it out. Over the next few weeks, as reconstruction of the Eiffel Tower began, the dentist read dozens of books on hypnotism. Each night before he went to sleep, he gazed into the mirror and whispered over and over, Bibot is the richest man on earth. Bibot is the richest man on earth. What is he trying to do, guys? All right, let's keep reading again here. Soon, in his dreams, that's exactly what he was. As he slept, the dentist saw himself steering his speedboat, flying his airplane, and living in luxury on the Riviera. Night after night, it was the same thing. Okay, so we can stop here. I read a little bit more into it than I wanted to, but stop the video and answer that question. What will Monsieur Bibot do before he eats the second fig? And why do you think so, right? So we kind of already know the answer to this, but the question is why? Why do you think he's doing this? All right, go ahead and answer that, and then start it back up. Okay, once again, this is not Fritz, but Fritz is on one of these two pages, so I'm just going to leave that there like that. One evening, come closer, Gabs. One evening, Bibot took the second fig from his cupboard. It would not last forever. Tonight, he thought, is the night. He put the right fruit on a dish and set it on his table. Tomorrow he would wake up to be the richest man in the world. He looked down at Marcel and smiled. The little dog would not be coming along. In his dreams, Bibot had Great Danes. Aw, so he's wishing that even his dog won't even be in the dream. He really doesn't.
That's sad.
It is sad,
This guy is mean. He doesn't even deserve to have a dog.
Okay, take a look at this. Looky, looky, look. What happened here? This is what we call karma. As the dentist reached into his cupboard to take out some cheese, he heard the crash of breaking china. He turned to see Marcel standing on a chair with his front paws on the table, chewing the last of the fig. Dun, dun, dun. Oh. Bibot was furious. He chased the dog around the apartment. When Marcel ran beneath the bed, Bibot yelled at him, "Tomorrow I'll teach you a lesson you'll never forget." The dentist, angry and heartbroken, went to sleep. Oh. Okay, so here he is. Now, do you guys wonder if it comes true for dogs? If the dog's dreams come true? I wonder. I wonder if whatever Marcel was dreaming will come true. Okay, now pay very close attention to this page, okay? All right. When he woke up the next morning, Bibot was confused. He was not in his bed. He was underneath it. So what's under the bed? Let me read that again. When he woke up the next morning, Bibot was confused. He was not in his bed. He was beneath it. Suddenly, a face appeared in front of him. His own face. "Time for your walk," it said. "Come to Marcel." A hand reached out and grabbed him. Bibot tried to yell, but all he could do was bark. It's good, isn't it, Gabby?
Yeah, that's...
All right, Gabby, you want to explain it to him? Do you want to explain it to him? Okay, what just happened,
Well,
Gabby?
wait, which one's Bibot?
Bibot's the dentist.
Well, the dog switched bodies with Bibot.
So his dream was that he was him and that he was the dog. So you have to tell me, so that's the question of the day. What happened at the end of the story? We just told you. Explain how you know. So what were the clues in this page that told us that's what happened? And then the last question is, how will Marcel treat Bibot? Now that they've switched places, this is Marcel now, how will Marcel treat him? Will he be a better owner? Will he be kinder? Or will he be cruel? Dun, dun, dun. All right, that is the Sweetest Fig. Thanks, Gabriella, for helping me. All right, friends, go ahead and stop the video and do the questions so that you'll be ready to talk about it at our 11:10 meeting. Awesome. Bye, friends.